Hello, my name is Eric Rodwell. If I asked a group of people what they're most afraid of, what do you think they would say? Now, I'm sure some people would say they're afraid of snakes. Other people, maybe it's spiders. Some people, clowns make them very scared. And finally, a number of us are scared of the dark. But what is something that we are scared of that we don't always talk about? Well, that is change. And why are we so scared of change? I believe we're scared of change because we look at it as a one-time event. It happens to us all at once, where we have to change something all at once. It's almost like the eruption of a volcano. All we see is the volcano erupting. But what we don't see is maybe the weeks, the months, even the years of lava flowing underneath, earthquakes occurring, and so forth. Now, when we think of making a change, you would bet that when your life is on the line, people would change. So there was a study done, individuals that had serious heart attacks. And if they had another heart attack, they would die. So their doctors ordered them to change their lifestyle, their diet, and their exercise. What percentage of people do you think, with their life on the line, with the life or death decision they needed to change, what percentage of people do you think made that change? 10%. It's pretty surprising. Now let's take sales, for example. You're a territory manager, a rep, and what do? You've got a new territory. It's the start of a new year. If you've been in sales long enough, you know that territories change all the time. So what do you have to do with that new territory? Well, first, you may want to transition your old accounts, maybe not. But you got to start building relationships in that new territory. You got to start building pipeline, reaching out to customers and prospects. You've got a lot of work to do. And how does that feel? Well, sometimes you feel mad, frustrated, angry at your boss. Why are you changing my territory again? Sometimes you look at it as there's a lot of work that you have to do. So what should you do when it comes to changing territories, changing your diet or exercise, making any sort of change? Well, that is start small. Small changes over time lead to big changes. And so if we don't look at change as one event that happens all at once, but instead of a bunch of little events that over time we can make that change, I think that is much more helpful. Think about trying to run a marathon next week, or losing 10 pounds by the end of this weekend, or maybe even climbing Mount Everest. With any of these things, what do? Me personally, can't go run a marathon next week. Definitely cannot climb Mount Everest. I would probably die. And none of us can in a healthy way lose 10 pounds over the weekend. So what do? Well, if we want to run a marathon, we start small. Maybe we take a walk around the block. Maybe we go run a mile, maybe a few miles. And over time, we'll build that up where we could go run a marathon. Same thing with losing weight. What I want to do, make a couple small changes. So I'm a huge fan of Girl Scout cookies. Samoas are my favorite. Instead of eating 5 of those at once, maybe I just eat 1 or 2. Start small. I like to think of it as 1%. If we can just get a little bit better each and every day, that 1% change, think where we're going to be 3 days from now, 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now. Now, as you're going through change, know that there's going to be some starts and stops. There's going to be success and failure. Tonight, instead of eating 1 or 2 Samoa Girl Scout cookies, I might eat 6. And that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Understand that change is all about a process. I like to quote, "Mile by mile, it's a trial. Yard by yard, it's hard. But inch by inch, it's a cinch." Small changes, small things over time lead to the big changes. And remember, all of us are in control of our destiny. I'm a big believer in that. And change starts with us, starts with me, starts with you, starts with all of us. And the individual ownership, if we own the change, we can make the change. And as Gandhi said, be the change you wish to seek in the world. Be the change you wish to seek in the world. Be the change you wish to seek in the world. And remember, change doesn't have to be scary. It's not going to kill us. Start small, big things over time.